Hey guys, this is Phil. I'm a top 10 player. I'm a Grandmaster Fixed Progressive in 1v1s. On my channel, I try to show many different game modes and styles. And today I have with me Risk Master Gabe. Risk Master Gabe is a YouTuber, Twitcher. He made it to 11th. I believe you also won the 1v1 tournament one time. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So world champion. And then you also made it at least into the semifinals another time.
Yeah, I made it to the quarterfinals. Actually, no, I made it to the semifinals, and I got fourth place, sadly.
Uh,
But yeah, that was like a few seasons a few seasons ago.
okay. And just so you know, you know this already, but I would watch Gabe's videos when I was first learning to play. So definitely check them out. I think there's gold there. Cool. I'm just inviting everyone that's green on my list, and you probably need the code, I guess. It's
I
X.
see it. I see it. I can see it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's you.
got it.
Curls, get in this game, man. XVZQ5. Curls is in my chat, and then I'm gonna put it out here, and then we'll get chatting. So while I'm getting it out on like looking for game and stuff, why don't you tell me about yourself? Who's
Okay,
Gabe?
so I'm just a Risk player, somebody who pretty good at it. So I decided to start posting stuff, sharing stuff of my basically my achievements or whatever I do, because I think it'd be helpful to newer people, and it's also pretty cool because I think I know a fair amount about it, so I think it's worthwhile sharing that. And I have a few different thoughts about the game, so that's why I do that. And I also enjoy the game, so that's number one reason, obviously, why I do it.
Yeah, very good. Who's this red person? Curls up. There's Curls up. Oh my gosh, we have a 6-player lobby. That's awesome.
Hello.
And it's starting. So cool. Okay. So you'll see a lot of us have fixed the ranking system. We can talk about it briefly because I know you said you were going to talk about it with Pete probably because I think you'll be talking to him shortly. But
Yeah.
so do you want to say anything about it?
Yeah, sure. So basically, um, everyone or a lot of people have changed their risk names to fix the ranking system, or something similar to that, because a lot of us are like annoyed or disappointed with how the game's been progressing, and the how there's like very little changes to the game, especially with regards to how people can do 1v1s against like lower ranked opponents, and then just basically noob farm against them and get a lot of rank points. And there's nothing to stop that, basically. So we want to address that situation as quickly as possible, and we decided that the best way to do that is to try the name changing thing, because it can catch people's eye much more than like sending a suggestion, because we already know that SMG doesn't really listen, or if they do listen, they just take a long time to actually get back to us. So this is something that we're trying to do.
And was it Pete that started it, or how did it get started?
Yeah, it was Pete's idea. He told me, he messaged me, private message, and then I went along with it because I agreed with his idea, and it's quickly taken off. There was a few different Reddit posts about it. There's one from Pete, one from myself, one from Finley, one from Cosmic. That was actually the first time I created a Reddit account.
Oh, so you could do this?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, Pete DM'd me as well. So that's what got me to do it. It's an interesting peaceful protest, I think.
Yeah, that was the main idea behind it. We because you know how things are not like really been progressing with the game. Like the biggest change that's actually happened so far in like the past couple of years is capitals, right? And nothing else has been happening or has been done to improve the game since then. And that's been like at least 2 years ago. So that's kind of frustrating, to say the least.
Yeah. When I started playing, capitals was already a thing. Oh, Risco does not want an alliance with me, and Cherry moved troops down, so I'm worried because I could bust this 4. Um, but then I have all these troops around me that could hurt me.
Oh, you're thinking about it, South America?
Yeah, like taking it on this turn, because
Are you not worried about purple?
I'm worried
Just
about
gotta stick
purple.
there, yeah.
I'm gonna do this. And he said he didn't want an alliance, so I don't want to have to go to war to get South America. But I have more troops over here, buddy.
It's pretty obvious what I'm trying to do.
Take Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would let you hold it, and I think if I was strong enough, you would let me hold it, not because we're talking, but because it's the right way to get further in the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's good for the diplomacy purposes.
Yeah, it's interesting because I looked earlier today and 6 of the top 10, um, and then like a bunch more people had fixed the ranking system, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think right now it's like 9 out of the top 20 people already. 9 out of the top 20 have some form of fix the ranking system as their risk name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Are we gonna have to wait for this player to 60 seconds for every single turn?
Maybe.
Chris Brown said
I
they
mean,
need
he has some pretty good stats, so I'm kind of
It's correct.
confused why he's taking so long. Because
He needs
normally
C.
people with that many games and that many hours don't really need to think too much.
No. Have you played with Chris Brown a lot?
No, I don't think so.
He's good. Yeah, he's a grandmaster. So, um, he watches my videos and comments on them. But yeah, he's a good player. So he would have been good to have in this game. Yeah, curls it. Change your name. Okay, now they really are a bot.
Yeah, they quit. I think they quit. That's probably why they were taking so much time. Not because they like didn't know what they're doing. It's just that they might have disconnected or something.
Yeah, he told me he's in my chat in my Twitch, and he told me he disconnected.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Do you play any other games besides Risk?
I used to do well for the most part it's Risk, but I also do chess sometimes.
Ah, what's
And
what's your elo in
yeah,
chess?
not too good. Probably around 1,000, but yeah, I don't really do it as frequently as I'd like to do it more often if I
Yeah.
had more time. But I have a lot of other things going on outside of this, so yeah. What about you? Do you play any other games
I
besides Risk?
I played chess for like 2 weeks, and I went from okay. So you're saying 1,000, and I was at you could start at 100, right? And
I think so. Yeah.
I got barely above 100 and then back down to 100 and barely above 100 for a while, and then I ended up getting up to like 400 or something. Um, but yeah, I I was good when I was a kid, but I completely like forgot how to play.
Really,
Yeah, I
you
played in a
didn't. It kind of lost some of that
well,
over time.
well, I played. Okay, so when I was in junior high, we would have both wrestling and basketball would be the winter sports, and like one week it would be right after school, and one week it would be like 2.5 hours after school. But when you're in junior high and you live in a city, right, you
Yeah.
can't like go home and come back unless you have the transportation in place, etc. So a lot of kids would stay at school and find something to do. So I joined this chess club, and there's one other kid that was good that I never played. He was a year younger, and gosh darn it, I mean, do I even take South America? Um, but so I went and played in this chess club on those every other week, me and my friend for basketball, um, and then for wrestling as well. And uh, I had already played with my brother and some other people, growing up, and I got pretty good where like I beat all the other kids in the chess club, and I almost beat the instructor. I just naturally was good at it when I was young, and then I stopped. Um, well, when I got to high school, then sports were right after school, so I couldn't do it anymore unless I wanted to not play sports. Um, and then um, I just started again like a couple months ago, and I was terrible. So
Okay, that's a pretty interesting story. I also played when I was in like middle school or like high school, and there was also a chess club, so it's kind of interesting. We have a similar experience with that.
mhm, yeah, it's I always find it interesting, like the things you could be good at versus the things you try to do. Um, so I could have been naturally good at chess and math, but I liked sports better, and I didn't like doing homework when I was young. But if I would have like focused on those things, I would have probably been pretty good. Um, and I also was very good at distance running naturally. It wasn't that fun, if that makes sense. So um, now I have to think about what I'm going to do. I'm not that strong. Cherry could take me out, steal South America, in the game for me.
At least you have a set.
Yeah, I want to take South America. Because this bot's going to keep adding here.
I probably wouldn't do it.
I don't think I'm going to do it either. Go here. That gives me multiple directions to go. Yeah.
I think I can safely take this.
Well, yeah, because what am I going to do? Am I going to hit you?
Yeah.
Like, why
Yeah.
would
No.
I?
That
Why would
wouldn't
I?
make sense.
Yeah. I have people like seriously deferring me from taking South America. They're like, we don't want you to have that.
Yeah. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. I need a. I'll be back.
Okay.
1 second.
This was a really patient Australian take here.
Okay, yeah, I'm back.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I'm just stuck. This bot out was not good.
Okay, so
Was not good for me. Is she gonna take North America? She fortifies it all the way down. Do I have you here, Gabe? He's still here. He's just muted. He's got something going on.
yeah, I'm still here. I think you're in a pretty tough spot. You're pretty much blocked with that bot, and it's adding everything next to you.
Yeah. I need to try to just survive. In this situation,
You should be fine. It's not like I would consider taking you out, or somebody else consider like Sherry.
she
It
could.
wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, well, but she has to go through the 8 also.
Yeah.
You should be fine. It doesn't make sense.
She could take out red first, and then me, and then she'd probably be okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot that she has like. Yeah, maybe she could do that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna guard against the bot because obviously you don't want to get invaded.
Yeah. Where you wouldn't do that necessarily if it was a human player.
Exactly. I would just leave it as ones and then have one main army somewhere, either in North Africa or Egypt or East Africa. It doesn't really matter. It's just a deterrent, and I'm not going to use it to attack anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But against a bot, obviously you need to defend it, otherwise they're going to invade you.
Yeah, and this bot wants South America, I think, so I think maybe I can escape into North America at some point in time. Make one big army. Last I talked to you, you were thinking about being possibly a doctor. Do you still think about being a doctor, or what are your aspirations?
Yeah, I still think about that, but I'm not entirely certain. But yeah, definitely, I'm still considering it.
I'm not liking the board. Maybe I can. Yeah, maybe I can take an arm and escape out. Oh, she busted me. I'm just done. Like, I'm not even gonna be able to get a card, and I have 3. I just die. These things happen when you play with Grandmasters.
Yeah, this is just a luck of the draw thing situation. I think you just spawned in a really bad spot.
Well, it was good
Then
at first until
good at
Chris
first.
bought it out.
Oh yeah, and then also like everything outside of South America was taken. So now you're unfortunately just trapped.
Yeah. I don't have cards.
Yeah, I probably would have done exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think you kill me sometime, unless that bot moves in the way.
Yeah. Either you, but you don't have you only have 3 cards.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's actually worth it to do it. I might go for you, or I might go for the bot, or something, but right now those are the two main options for this not to be a stalemate. Because it could also be that it could also like end up stalemating where everyone just stays in their continent and don't do anything.
I was talking to Cowboy about my fixed strategy and how I try to like dwindle it down and do it like I'm always looking for killing people as long as it doesn't get me out of the game. And do you think that that's a normal strategy? Do you use that strategy, or because he was kind of like, yeah, that's way different than me. But
I would definitely consider taking somebody out if you know that after doing that you're not going to end up dying, because you just don't want the game to go on forever, right?
Yeah. When you play Global Dom and there's 4 players left and you're stronger than, let's say, like the Australian player. Let's say you're the troop leader and you have Europe. Would you kill the Australian player to put you in 3rd place if you're gonna survive?
Well,
To make it a 3-player game.
I mean, it depends on the situation, because if I was playing with like higher ranks players, I would do that. But if I was playing with with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, like then I might have to rely on them to start attacking the new strongest person, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, then it pretty much ends up screwing you. Like you would just have to rely on them to do all the attacking. So it really depends on the situation, I would say. But most of the time, like 99% or however much percent of the time, I would do that just to not make the game go on forever.
Yeah. And also I find that like late game Australian Turtle is way better than early game Australian Turtle and Global Dom. Right? And it's not so when you're playing Grandmasters necessarily, right? Because they just team up on the Australian Turtle.
Yeah, that's a common strategy.
Yeah.
With Grandmasters.
Yeah. But in Global Dom, they don't want to like they almost. I think a lot of people think they just need to like completely bust your stack in order to do anything. So they'll be like, oh, I don't want to hit a 30, I don't want to hit a 50, you know. So they'll just leave you alone, and then eventually they're close to each other and they'll fight each other.
Yeah, you can sort of just like camp it out, like just not do anything, and then if they're like low ranked, like you were saying, and if it's in like a global dom, then it's pretty likely that they might end up fighting each other and just like forget about you, and then you can end up winning at the end of that. That's also a common way to win, just like not just minding your own business, getting a card, staying out of trouble, and waiting for the others to do all the fighting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so weak. Just chilling out here. This is a pretty stacked lobby. I haven't told people who's in it yet. But this is Gabe. We'll look at your account. And you are one of the only like super, I don't know how to say this. Like if there was such thing as super grandmaster, you would be one of them. And you're one of, and this is Velvet Risk though, and you're one of the only ones that just like plays ranked against whoever.
Yeah. I mean, there was a small period of time where I did, like, when I was going for the top places, where I started filtering a little bit, but then, that was just because I wanted to get to the high rank as possible. But then later on, I got so much better at it that I didn't even need to do that, and pretty much my entire career has been just playing against whoever whoever is in the ranked in the lobby.
And you'll play multiplayer against whoever's in the lobby.
Yeah, definitely. I do that too.
And multiplayer fixed against whoever's in the lobby. You're not playing like on your computer with a super large map and anything like
No,
that.
no, I just play with classic map. It's the most familiar if I'm doing free for all.
Yeah. So you truly, truly don't care about rank, is what that means.
Pretty much.
For anybody,
Except sometimes when I feel like I want to just get back up there. If I'm feeling bored, I'm like, okay, let's get to top 500. Let's get to top 100. I mean, that will take a lot of time, obviously, but I feel like I have the ability, and if I want to do it, then I can do it. But if I don't want to do it, then I can just play for fun and don't really care about my rank too much, because in the end, it's just about having fun.
Yeah. Because you recently
At least
made
that's
top
in my
500
opinion.
again.
Yeah, I did.
What strategy were you using?
I was using, actually I was doing 1v1s, but I was playing anyone. I just played anyone in the rank, anyone who joined the lobby. I went from 2900 to 470.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
How long did that take you?
That only took me like a day or two.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was playing a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I just wanted to see how fast I could get up there.
Yeah.
I only lost one game that whole time also. It was pretty epic.
That's pretty epic.
And I was also playing against, I wasn't filtering or anything. I wasn't playing only against like novices or something. I also allowed like grandmasters or masters or people ranked higher than novice or beginner level.
Nice. Oh, it finally attacked. Wow.
That's strange.
I still don't
Like
want to
this
hit
whole
a
time
9.
it's been just like skipping a turn.
What are your preferred settings when you're playing against whoever?
So this time actually I didn't have any preferred settings. I just played whatever I felt like doing. So for example, I was doing classic capitals, France world domination, France capitals. Actually did a game of Asia world domination. Pretty
Nice.
much every single map that I had, I just did once or twice just to not get bored, because you can get really bored doing the same thing over and over. So I just switched it up, and it worked out for me pretty well. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah. I when I'm out there like playing on a different account ranked or playing unranked on this account, I really like just like whatever the map of the week is, because people seem to join the map of the week quicker. And then I'll do this like world dom or manual caps, or sometimes I even do auto caps just for fun, like just to.
Oh yeah, sometimes I also do autocast. Just like I sometimes, like when I don't really care about it, I just filter to Master Plus or Grandmaster Plus, and there's always like a couple lobbies of people just doing 1v1s with like auto or something random. But like if you win it, you get a lot of points, and if you lose it, you don't really lose too much. It doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, if I'm feeling like I want to try something out of the normal, then I do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there playing. Excuse me, playing auto caps.
Yeah, I was actually pretty surprised. There's a lot of grandmasters doing that, like with classic auto caps, fog, and like blizzards, or some of the settings I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I also saw like simple world up there a lot with capitals.
Auto or manual?
Both of them. Both of them.
No, do I hit a 4?
Maybe that's probably worth it to get a
I
card.
think the 15 and 8, and then if I can trade, I can 1 card, and that's better than 3 carding because it makes me less of a fish.
That's true.
You play on your computer now? Sometimes.
Sometimes, but I still play on my on the mobile because I'm more used to it, and that's what I first starting out when I started out playing. I was on mobile. I only recently got Steam, so yeah, mostly just playing on mobile. I'm like much better on it than PC. Even though you're supposed to be like way faster on PC.
You are way faster on PC, but you have to get used to it first.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I can clear this board in probably 30 seconds or less on PC. And if I'm playing like a progressive game, I'll take like all but one territory of the person I want to kill and then start attacking other people just so that I can like get my 30-second
Save time.
reset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also do that. I also do that strategy. It's like
Yeah.
if you have a little bit extra time before finishing them off, you go for some extra territories of the next person, and then you finish them off.
Mm.
Just like you said, just to get the extra time after, and not to waste time. It's like a good way to be more efficient with your time and going for players in progressive cards.
Yeah. You do not have to do that with PC, but you definitely have to do that with mobile. Well, I have to do that with mobile. So
Yeah, there is a pretty big difference between PC and mobile speeds. That's another thing that I want them to fix is like just to make it a little bit more fair for mobile and PC, just to like have them a little bit more equal in speeds.
yeah.
So then people who do it on mobile, people who do it on PC have like equal playing ground to be just as fast as the other person. Do you agree with that?
I agree. I don't think they need to like what do they call it where they slow somebody down?
Nerf them or
Nerf them. There you go.
yeah, nerf it. Yeah.
I don't think they need to like nerf or anything. Um, but there's an idea that's out on the ideas, and I keep mentioning it, and I keep thinking I need to look up who thought of it so I can give them credit. At least I'm not claiming it as my own idea. I would love to give them credit, but it's as long as you don't attack, or as long as you're doing something every 2 seconds, your time doesn't go down. So you could even have like a 30-second turn or something, right? And as long as you deploy troops or move troops or attack every 2 seconds, your time doesn't go down at all. So then a mobile person who's attacking at a normal pace is going to maybe conquer a territory every couple of seconds or whatever, right? So
that's an interesting idea. Yeah.
yeah. So then you can click all the way through and you can be really fast, but it doesn't mean that that's going to give you the advantage. Yeah.
I never thought of that as a solution to it. I just thought like they could maybe buff the mobile speed so then it's like equal, and they can do play testing. Like they have developers. They could even give it to the players, like people that they know, like the moderators on the Risk server. They could let them do the play testing, and if they don't have, like, I know that they're like a small or whatever, so like if they want to get things done, they have the resources, they have the people willing to help them, and it's just a matter of them going to the carrying. It's kind of frustrating that they don't really listen to the community as much as they should.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And so thinking about it from a business standpoint, like what they're doing is they're developing things that make them more money, right? And it's an investment to get a short-term gain, right? So a lot of businesses, because you have quarterlies, so you have to like show, hey, we made this much quarterly. So if you can come up with new skins and new dice and new maps and whatever that people will pay for now, it's going to make your quarter look that much better. And then whoever is investing in you, you make them happy, right? Businesses do this all the time.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna make money in a business. Yeah, I get that totally.
Yeah, but
But
for
there's a way to do that at the same time, and also if there's a way to do that and at the same time do what the community is asking for, then that would be way more beneficial for them as a
yeah,
business too than just doing
I agree.
whatever, like adding stuff doesn't really add value to the game and like not really listening to community when they're asking for different things.
I absolutely agree because um, if they fix the ranking system, for example, that's a long-term investment. So they have to invest a bunch of money now, and it's not going to make their first quarter or maybe even their second quarter. But what you're going to do is you're going to retain more people because people love playing a game where there's like a goal. And in Risk, that goal, aside from winning this game or the next game or whatever, it's ranking up and feeling like what you're doing matters for your rank. And that when you are ranked high, you can say, yes, I am the seventh best fixed player in the world. I've shown it by playing 1,000 fixed games and having a great record, etc. You know, and that keeps people in the game longer. And it makes
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I agree with that.
and it makes newer players want to do as well. Like if you're a fixed only player and you can say, well, I'm a beginner overall, but in fixed I'm a master. You know, you call yourself a fixed master. You know, you have those little reward systems that people love. So I think it would be a great long-term investment for them to like fix the ranking system, fix the speed problem between mobile and computer. Um, but it's not the way businesses are really pressured by their quarterly returns because that's like where people buy their stocks, invest in them more, etc. So it's actually very hard to do as a business to invest in a long-term thing. Convince you have to convince a board basically or whoever is the main investor, the main
And
hirers.
developers
Yeah,
and people that they are
yeah,
investing into their business.
yeah.
Yeah, I can totally understand that point of view.
Yeah.
And but like you said, they should still try to be at least a little bit more involved with what's going on. Not necessarily. Let's say they don't do, like everything that we're asking for. There's no way they could do that. But like they should at least do or like take time to, number one, be more open with what they're going to do in the future. Like I know they have the risk ideas and everything, but they don't really interact that much. Like when do you see an actual developer on there talking about what they're doing in the next update? Never, except for like an announcement, which randomly happens whoever knows, like 5 months or something.
Hmm.
So that's really something that they could work on improving. Is just being more transparent with what they're doing and telling us what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying it's the best way to deal business. I worked for a large 401k company. So 401ks is retirement plans for the people who are listening that are not in the United States. Um, and then I recently moved to a smaller one that does more administration work, which is like instead of like being the ones that hold the assets, we're the ones that like to think about it and write the plans and do the compliance and stuff. That's what I do now. So more of like more brains and less of the body than I was before of the 401k industry. There's a ton of regulations. Um, and um, there's this pull and push of like making money now versus investing in the future. And these companies will like let themselves go. Like by that, I mean they don't hire enough, they don't invest enough in tech so that they can have these quarterly books and then they'll like make a big push and talk to their investors. Hey, next quarter is going to be bad because, you know, our number our quality is not good, our which is how good of a percentage.
Yeah, people are not like
people are
not
not happy
investing
with
as
us
much
anymore.
or not happy with what's going on, or not like
Yeah,
there's like you're getting negative reviews or something.
we need to retain clients now, et cetera,
Yeah,
et
exactly.
cetera.
Yeah,
So there's this pull. I would see this pull and push where like everything would be great as an employee, and then it would be terrible, like both on the technology side, the support you got, and then also like how many people were in your role doing your job. So you'd be like super busy and with no support, and then you'd have a ton of support. Technology's booming, and it'd go back and forth because of trying to like make their investors happy over and over and over again. It was frustrating, but
yeah, it's definitely an economics problem,
yes,
and not just a like uh what's the word? It's not just a like consumer issue or something. Like it also it depends on the producers also, like the suppliers, like the company. So it's not an easy issue to solve, and you have to, like you said, you have to be willing to see it from both perspectives,
yeah,
because that's what is that's the market for and anything pretty much.
mhm, yeah. Unless you have one owner, which can have its own problems as well. But if you have one owner, then that owner can do whatever they want, right? They can be like, I don't have anybody to report to, so we're gonna invest a ton of money in tech, or we're gonna hire up. I'm just gonna take less money in my pocket now because I see sales coming and I know that this is gonna work for me, right? Or a couple of owners that work together, like a smaller company that works for, but not with a larger company. Um, so I don't know. Maybe it would work for SMG. I don't know what their structure is.
Yeah,
I really hope they do something though.
yeah, me too. We're trying our best to try to push them in the right direction in whatever way possible, in whatever meaning any way we can. But like you said, there's no guarantee that they will actually do anything, unfortunately. And that just comes down to the whole them, like how you said, like in the long term gains versus short term, let's start making maps, let's start adding cosmetics and et cetera to get our short term gains, and whatever long term things that they could add value to the game, like fixing the ranking system or improving it so that mobile and PC are the same speed, or like adding new features to the game, like team modes, like 2v2 or 3v3 that people have been
That'd
asking
be
about
cool.
for a long time.
That'd be cool.
Those things that are long term, they don't necessarily have to care too much about, unless something drastic happens, like people stop playing the game, or they start losing profits, or they start getting a huge number of bad reviews and stuff, which is not very likely to happen.
Yeah, because even though I'm mad at them, I'm not gonna give them. I'm not really even mad at them, right? I'm
Yeah,
disappointed that like we're.
it's not like we're like extremely like, oh, they're a horrible company, what the heck are they doing? It's more like we're really annoyed with them that they haven't done like something in a long time. It's like we're still happy with the game, for the most, by and large we're still happy with the game, but there's a lot of things that they could be doing better, um that they could be doing.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like, I'm still gonna be playing the game because I enjoy it and everything, but I think Cowboy had a similar opinion on. I don't know if you saw his video about the recent Risk updates.
yeah. I've watched all of Cowboys videos. I watched all of your videos too, by the way. I think you know that though, because I comment on them. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see that. I see them. Yeah. So yeah, in his video on improving on the ranking system, he was talking about how SMG tends to, like, in the one of their recent updates, they were focusing on helping people in like Facebook or Reddit or something, like they were listening to them more so than people in Discord actually. Do you remember seeing that video?
I do remember
And
seeing it, but
yeah,
it's been a while. I mean, I've watched like 400 videos since then or something, but
yeah,
yeah.
it was a few months ago. But I just recently saw that, and that's what kind of made me want to go along with this idea of switching our names and trying to because they're just like they're not investing their attention into the people who can actually make the game better, because we all know that Discord is the largest community. It has around, let's say, like 100,000 people, right? 70, 80, almost 100,000
Hmm.
people
A lot.
on there. Yeah. And how many people are on like Reddit, or how many people are on like Facebook combined? Maybe 10,000. And like it doesn't make sense to like start doing things that favor like 10% of the people on media, on social media, when there's like literally 10 times more people on Discord. And not only that, there's the people who are on Discord are the average player on Discord is way better than the average person on Facebook or Reddit. If you just look at it,
Yeah, they know what
just
they're talking about
yeah,
way more too.
they know exactly what they're talking about. Exactly. I think literally like 50 of the 100 players are in Discord. There's something like that many people
I bet
on Discord.
I bet there's more than 50 of the
There
top
might
100.
be more. There might be more, but there's at least that many people.
Yeah. For a while, I had 3 top 100 accounts.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
I let one of them go. There's this one which I farmed noobs on. Um, the funny, I'll tell you something real quick. I have farmed noobs today, or was it even yesterday? Maybe we changed the name with this name, Fix the Ranking System.
Actually, I did the same exact thing when I was grinding, like right now, like literally right now, from 2900 to 470. That whole time, I was with my VCC and my fix the ranking system name the whole time. So I didn't really care who was joining my lobby. It was more to send a message.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was funny.
yeah, it was pretty funny for me too.
Yeah, if you can't laugh at yourself, I mean, who can you laugh at?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't need three. My original account is still active, but I'll probably if not play on it much anymore. But I ended up just playing a bunch of 1v1s on it. And then I had this other account where I was going into other people's lobbies, but then eventually I started training for like tournaments. And then just with tournament 1v1 settings and 5-a-side settings, it got to top 100 as well. So, but I think my original account, it's like, I don't know, 113 or something last I checked. Because I'm just letting it go stagnant.
Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna not do much ranking until they start fixing some of the issues. Like, number one, we need to end 1v1 noob grinding once and for all.
Mhm.
You agree, right?
I agree. It's no
Yeah.
fun.
And the solutions to that is, have you seen what Pete has written about it?
The blind mode.
Yeah, like pretty much like no stats, no flag, no anything that can show that what your rank is. Like you can't just click on their profile, see, oh, they have 0 wins and 50 losses. Let's go. Let's play this person.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be able to do that. You should be able to play somebody who is close to your rank, so that you're not literally just farming off noobs and getting free rank points. Essentially, that's like saying, I think there's a quote that Pete said. I think something along the lines of, to be the number one player in Risk, is equivalent of like smashing, like beating up a kid like 100 times or something, and then calling yourself world champion or something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought it was quite funny and quite accurate.
Yeah, it's very accurate.
Because at this point, the rank mode is pretty meaningless. Like if you're getting to the number like a high rank point just by beating a bunch of novices and beginners, what does that really make your true rank, your true ability in the game? What does that really show about your true game talent? Nothing.
No, it shows nothing. You're very good at beating noobs. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, so great.
the thing is, I
You
was
you might
good
you
at,
might you might be very good at beating noobs, but let's say you're playing against somebody who knows what they're doing. Let's see how you're gonna win. That's my approach to fixing the one where you just noob grind and just repeatedly play against like, noobs in order to gain rank.
top of that, it also stops. If you watch Champ's video where he was, I think I'm getting targeted now. Will know me. Um,
Yeah, I remember seeing that one also.
it was recent. It was one of his last 3 or 4 videos.
Yeah, I think
Comments,
yeah, I saw that also.
people were like, maybe, I don't know. And I comment on there, like, they absolutely are doing that. It's like, this is 100%
Yeah,
happening.
definitely. Yeah, if you're like super recognizable, if you have they see your stats and they're like, oh look, he has 2,000 something wins, 900 something losses. Oh look, he has 100 win streak. Let's go suicide on him or something like what. They can just take one look at your stats. They can see. They can click on your verification, like if you're like in Discord, if you do YouTube or whatever. They can see, oh, this is they might know you outside of the game, and then they can just like end up targeting you in the game. That's also a pretty big problem. Not as big as not nearly as big as like um, targeting noobs for their rank, but still quite a big thing too.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's happened to everyone that has good
Good
stats.
stats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, oh man. Yeah, there's something I was going to add to this, but I forgot. Oh well, Curlza has a question for you.
Sure.
If anybody else that's listening, if you have a question, please ask it. I would love to get your questions to Gabe. Did you model your game off of anybody?
Are you asking me, or is he asking me?
That's what Curlza's asking.
Or
He's wondering for you.
oh, okay. So like when I first started playing Risk, I was a total noob. Care to admit, like I didn't know exactly what I was doing. Just like complete novice, didn't know what I was doing. Um, so basically, what I did was like after losing like tense, like having a huge like a pretty horrible record. What I decided to do, I turned to YouTube actually. And the first person I saw was Master Risk,
Me too.
who unfortunately doesn't do YouTube anymore.
I agree.
But at the time, he was the biggest guy. He was posting content. He was kind of explaining things. So basically, the biggest mistake I was making was I was over attacking and making myself too zen. And I didn't even know that because at the time it was just like I was just starting out. I didn't know how to play the game, to be frank. So it helped a lot to watch people who knew what they're doing and then explain it to you. And then if you really focus on what they're saying, then you can get a lot better. You can get way better. And that helped me a lot. Another thing that helped me a lot is I saw Master Risk with Risk Forever, and that's how I joined the Risk Forever community.
That 1v1 where he was, it's like, I hope to get one game off of this. And I think he won 2 out of 5 or something. Is that the one you're talking about?
It was actually, I think it was a little bit before that, but yeah, I also remember watching that one. Before that, he was the one who introduced me to Risk Forever when he was just starting out, when he had like a few hundred subscribers, and now he has like 15,000.
Yeah.
So like in the very, very beginning, he was like, "Hey guys, check out Risk Forever," and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And then I just saw his channel, and then I saw like he had some good tips. His videos, his very different style of content. doesn't use his real voice. He shares in a much more short and succinct way. It's pretty obvious that he's doing. He narrates the whole thing. He plans it out word by word. But I'm okay with that. It doesn't really matter with me. Whatever works for you to learn, whatever works for you as a creator to make and produce, I'm fine with. You can do with that. It's all about trying to help somebody get better at the game. And for me, it worked. I ended up getting better. I ended up joining the Risk Forever community server. I was a master. I was a master rank player. That was after having been playing with Master Risk for a long period of time, and joining in on his subscriber games, because he used to do that all the time. Do you remember back in the day when he did 6-player progressive cards and all of those different settings?
You were already creating content when I started playing, I think. So I
Okay,
remember.
so that was a long. I think that was way before that, because I didn't start creating content until like 2 years ago from now, like in 2020, April 2020.
And I started at the end of March, beginning. It was probably the beginning of April, end of March of 2020. I started at COVID. So.
Okay, yeah.
But I do remember. I remember because I watched all of his YouTube videos.
Yeah. So basically, I learned a lot by playing with the best people at the time that I knew, and at the time it was Master Risk, it was Risk Forever. Obviously, they were the best, and they are, in my view, definitely the best players, or in the top, in the contention of being the best players in the game, just because of their knowledge and their how much time they put into the game, how much stuff they shared with others, and like I think it's not a huge leap leap to say that they're in the best, they're the best at what they do. So like I was saying, I was a master at the time when I joined Risk River. I was new, and I think my skills in the game really took off when I joined Discord, because even after going through all those subscriber games, even after going through watching YouTube and everything, it didn't fully click for me until I played with people and started interacting with them on a more consistent basis. That's how I really got better at it, I would say. And then that's when I started creating content later on. I decided to do that also. And started giving back some of the things that I learned, sharing those things, because I thought it was pretty interesting.
So I have a similar, like I started during COVID. I wanted to beat my friends because we were getting together on Wednesday nights, and we played progressive only. So I started I just Googled, or I went on YouTube and I looked for Risk. I found Master Risk, and then I found Champion Ever through Master Risk videos, and then I found you through Champion Ever's videos, and I got through all of you. And then
wow, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I made the top 100 with Risk Forever's classic fixed 1v1 video and simple fixed 1v1 videos. It took me like 18 days to learn it and get from wherever I was. I think I dropped down to master at that time. But from there all the way up to top 100, and I asked for top 100 role, and Finley was like, "Hey, do you want to join my 5-a-side team?" And the very same night, he was like, "You can play. Do you know Risk Master Gabe and Risk Forever?" I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "Do you want to play with Gabe tonight?" And I was like, "No way, the YouTuber. I told you this, but everybody else, I don't know if I told it."
Yeah, I remember that telling me about this.
And in my very first game, Finley had like a tech issue. Like I took the whole world, because you and Finley were like pairing off in North and South America, and there were some blizzards. I was able to take like Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia with 2 borders, and there was Finley had some sort of tech issue that like made it so that you guys couldn't like team up on me because he should have like hit me and moved so that you could hit me, and then we would have been back to a 3-player game. And
Oh,
I was
so
like,
then you ended up holding all of that pretty much,
and I won the game.
and you ended up winning it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Nice.
I got done and I was like, um, why'd you guys let me hold all that? And you're like, Finley had a tech issue. Of course we wouldn't let you hold it. And you,
What was
like,
your reaction to that?
I was just like, that makes sense because I had watched you and I knew that you would have thrown troops into me. That's what.
Yeah,
I was
there's no way I would let like intentionally let you hold all of that or anyone hold all of that.
I was like, they're not really playing for second, are they? They don't care about that.
No. I never played for second. I always played for first.
But then we ended up playing a lot of games with you for a couple of months there.
Yeah, for sure. I remember that group. It was really good to get better because we were playing very consistently, and we were actually getting a lot better just by doing that each day.
Yeah.
I remember we were doing like multiplayer. We were also doing like 2v2s. Remember that?
Yeah, that was fun without talking to each other.
Without talking. There was no VC. It was all alliances through communication through alliances.
Yeah, and Tank and Parlox were around, and Lee General would come sometimes.
Yeah, it was just all of us in one group just playing, and that helped us improve a lot, I would say.
Yeah. And then one more thing, like I didn't realize that I was like so old at the time. Because it was like we were like a month in, and then everyone was kind of talking about like how old they were, or not. They weren't really saying how old they were, but kind of like hinting at it. And I was like, "Wait, am I like a grandpa here?" And then
it came off as a little bit surprising, because we didn't really know each other's age at the time either. So
yeah, and so like I think it was when we were like creating like what should SMG do? We created a suggestion with just Wolfies, and she was in her like 60s or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then I was like twice as old as everybody, and I was like, I can't believe it. I was like,
that really comes to show that it doesn't really matter what age you are. Like anyone can appreciate it and appreciate the game.
Yeah, and have something so in common that like it didn't
even matter it doesn't matter what your age is exactly.
Yeah, because we kept playing.
Like that wasn't a barrier to playing with somebody else.
Yeah, we kept playing. Text Imperialist, GG's, thanks. Curls has a follow-up question. I did think that was funny. Like I really thought about like if I was like being really weird wanting to do that, and should I continue for a moment, and then I was like, no, these are good kids. That's basically what I thought. I was like, it's fine. And then I came back the very next night and we played some more. But I was kind of like, wow, I'm really old. So, but I'm not, because there's other people as well, that are even older than me. So
yeah, there's a huge range. Like on the one hand, you have like teenagers or something, and on the other hand, you have like people like in their 50s or 60s or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a huge spectrum.
Yeah, I'm glad that I didn't just be like, oh, I guess this is a game for kids and I shouldn't be doing this anymore, because I've had a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's not only just for kids. There's. Do you check your YouTube analytics?
Yeah.
The people who watch it. Yeah, there's. For me specifically, I have people in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Now, given the majority of people are younger, and that's probably makes sense for me because I'm younger.
What is it like?
It would make sense that you would listen to somebody who's the same age as you.
Yeah.
But just based on that, that alone, I know that there's a huge range in who plays the game, who watches the game.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. And also, I've met people like my own age, like Spud and Pete, and I think Curls is a little older. I mean, he's got another question for you.
Tricknology. He's like 40, I think, 40 or something, 40 or something, 50, somewhere around there.
Yeah, Buck, I don't know how old he is, but he's got to be around my age or something. And
yeah, Stonebridge is also older than like in his 40s or 50s.
Miss Tigress, she's around, and she's a tourney champ. She's a world champ.
Yeah, I know her.
She's a very good player and very nice. And I really like her personality. When she was on like Beats Waiting on Your Best Behavior, she was very interesting to listen to. So I feel like that Cherry is just waiting till the time is right to come down and kill me. And so like I really want to like start taking cards and doing something, but it just means my death. So I'm 30, Phil. Buck's 45. He thinks. Curls thinks. Okay.
I'm kind of just not really paying attention because I'm just having a good time, just listening to you, having the conversation.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation so far.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I actually have to go to the restroom. But
Sure.
I don't think I'll die in the meantime. But then Curls has a follow-up question, and I'll read through my chat a little better.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
So I can't really tell what the follow-up question is because I'm just playing the game. So I guess I'm gonna probably just take out the bot right now.
He says he can kill.
Because okay, you're back. Sorry. What did he say?
I'm not going to kill 39 of the bot, and then, or should I? Should I just take one for the team so the game will progress? I'm stuck in a losing situation anyway.
I was thinking about taking out the bot just because it's been going on for a while. Yeah.
I don't think you would die if you did.
I don't think so either because the bot has like what 70, so I'd be at like around 170, 180. Yeah, it should be fine if I did that.
I'm going to kill you with my 105.
No, but I have 240, so
Okay.
I'd be pretty safe.
Curls a one.
Never mind.
Oh, it'll be easier for you now. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what his idea was with that move.
So if I take out 39 of the bot and I get 10 back, I'm down 29. So I'm down to like 80. I think Cherry could beat me and be fine in the game. And I would probably do that if I were her. So
yeah, it's not a good idea.
No, I just die. If I want to actually try to play to do as best as I can. Yeah. I don't know about the win at this point, but
or at least to survive, because
Okay. Curls asked.
I can do it. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Who do you think are the most well-rounded players in the world?
Most well-rounded players?
Yeah, well-rounded. So I think you take well-rounded to mean whatever you want it to mean, but probably people that are good at lots of things, I guess. They're good and they're good at lots of things.
I would say one of them would have to be Tank. You know Tank, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, we played on. Yeah.
Definitely. If there's anyone who I'm afraid of in 1v1, it's Tank. Like he beats me like almost every single time we play. It's not even. He won the last 1v1 tournament also. Did you know that? You knew that, right?
Yeah, the one before last, right?
Yeah, the one before the last one, I think.
I mean, he's not
Or
Starfall.
it might have been the last one. I think it was the last one, actually.
No, Starfall won the
Yeah,
last one, and then he won the one
Oh,
before that.
yeah. Oh, no, okay. I think, didn't Starfall win the GM tournament? The Grandmaster only tournament?
Starfall's winning everything right now. Starfall's in
Okay.
the semis, and
I haven't really been following.
Yeah.
I haven't really been following all the tournaments, except my league, right? Because I made a video on that one.
yeah, I want to ask you about my league too. I forgot it that I wanted to ask you. Now, do I take a
Sure.
card?
You can take a card.
Is it-
Probably.
I don't. Yeah, it's one card. I don't know. There's no right answer here.
Yeah. It's no right or wrong answer.
I mean, Cherry can just kill me when she wants. Is
For
the
sure.
truth she gets from my cards gonna change her how she feels on it? I don't know.
So what were you gonna ask about my league?
He won both because he beat me in both. Oh, he won the GM tourney and the 1v1. So basically, whoever the Starfall person is now the best player in the world out of nowhere, all of a sudden, which is awesome. Right?
I've played against them before. They're pretty good. Okay, so if they won like all of those tournaments, then they're definitely one of the best players in the game. But I originally I wasn't thinking of them.
Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking of them as in that top tier, or like in the very top, like the best of the best players. Because I guess it's mostly because he's a newcomer, more of a new person.
Yeah.
Because when I'm thinking of the best players currently, in my opinion, Pete is up there.
Yes.
Champion ever, first forever is up there. Tank is up there. Finley is up there.
Yes.
Let's see. Zarek is up there, definitely.
Yeah, he's good at everything.
Yeah, he's really good at decision making, going really fast. Not just like he made it to number 1 in the world, and he was there for like a really long period of time, like over like several months. And I think that's, even though, like we said in the beginning of the conversation, the ranking system is broken and rank doesn't really matter that much, I think it's still a huge accomplishment to be able to hold on to it for such a long period of time.
Yes. But he's actually
good at
the thing.
And not only that, whenever I play with him in free for all, he's like really good at it, and he can end up winning a lot of the free for all games. Especially with regards to my league, because he actually ended up winning 2 of the tournaments that we had. I ended up winning one of them, but he ended up winning the last 2. He's won 2 out of the 3 that we've done so far, and we're already into our 4th week of my league.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And the one that I won ended up winning. I think it was mainly because I ended up playing like a lot of games. I ended up playing like 30 games that week. I just wanted to win it so much.
Okay, so is that how it works? You get points for each game, so if you just play a ton of games, you could win it?
You could theoretically win by doing that.
You can just...
I ended up winning 2 games that gave me 20 points, like 10 points for each win. But yeah, it also depends on who's there at the time. Like, it's like sporadic. There's no like scheduled you have to play at this time. At this specific time you need to play. No, there's nothing like that. You just ping my league or my league gamer or whatever, and then whoever's there at the time you can play with them. And it's whatever settings, whatever you want. 1v1, free for all, nothing. It doesn't matter. You can play whatever you want.
So... And
then the point system is... if it's 6 player, you get, I believe it's, no, for 1v1, you get 3 points for a win. For 3 players, it's like 5 points for a win. 4 players, it's 10. 5 players is 15, and then 6 players, it's 20 points for a win.
Huh. So I could just go
Yeah,
out there and
that's
play randomly. And see, I didn't look into it enough. Um, I don't remember why. I was really busy when you sent me the DM about it, and I didn't look
yeah.
into it enough. But if I can just go play randomly whenever I feel like, that's like a perfect league for me. I should have done it.
Yeah, you're good. You can still join it. We just started our last week 4 before we have a 2-month break, and then we're gonna start it again. We're doing the break because it's just to give people breathing time to do other things like the other tournaments. I know the Grandmaster tournament is going on right now,
Yeah.
and the other tournaments in like the Risk server, like the free for all one. I believe the next one is free for all, right?
It's free for all
Is that
right now,
correct?
and then it'll be 1v1.
Yeah, I know that. I know there's one going on right now. The finals are going to start soon.
They're rotating free for all and 1v1s. Is from what I heard last. Have you heard different?
Yeah, I believe that's true.
So there'll be a 1v1
So yeah,
tournament.
so we're basically just giving we're giving a break because we've been going on for already this is our 4th week
Wow.
of matches, and we've already played like over 100 games in that time.
Wow. I need to do it because if I can just show up whenever and just play however many games I want, might as well.
Yeah, that was the idea of it. It was trying to make it as chill as possible, as to be as fun. It wasn't like there's a prize for winning too. Like you get, do you know what POC is, by the way?
I do
The
not.
website POC? You do not? Okay, so basically if you end up winning it and if you sign up in POC, then you get points, you get coins, and I believe those are like they're like you can use that to buy stuff like gift cards basically.
I'm in a sticky situation because I have to hit you.
Oh yeah, if you want to get a card.
I don't like my position on the board. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to hit you once with not intent on hitting you again and move out of there
Sure. Yeah, just to get a card and
and keep getting cards
yeah,
and keep like.
keep getting cards, yeah. That's fair enough.
Does that mean he's going to hit me? Or does that mean he thinks he's dead next?
I'm not sure. Good question. Can I afford to take anyone out?
Without giving Cherry
Probably
the
not.
game? I
Yeah,
don't think
without
so.
giving the game to Cherry, probably not. Right?
She can
Too
afford to take.
powerful.
She can afford to take us out.
I'm just
Oh.
gonna do that.
Tell
Might
me
have to.
tell me your motivation for putting your
What's
stacks in.
it?
What's your
Oh,
motivation
moving
for?
my stack there. Yeah, I'm trying to like pretty much guard you. I think she might have gone for either, so I just blocked her off. I also wanted to just get my continent back, so there's that. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Like what I was trying to do? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Cherry's a really good player too. I think she's overlooked.
I think yeah. Look at her stats.
Curls like can see
Yeah,
me,
pretty
me
decent.
sending an
Pretty
attack
decent.
request. Okay, well, let's be buddies together then. What can we even possibly do together, Curlza?
I'm gonna have to start teaming up on Cherry just because she's so strong.
Don't want to hit this one. He's not gonna hit me with that 97.
Yeah,
We
there's no
good?
way.
Yeah, we might have to. Maybe we should.
But there's no way that any one of us can do it. We would have to do it strategically.
We can take over the world. We are combined barely stronger than Gabe. Girls that can hear me, and not as strong as Cherry.
Yeah, Cherry's like pulling ahead.
I'll do this diplomatically. Ooh, yeah.
Somebody has to do it.
I'm down. I'm down. Poor Cherry. She's playing a great game.
Yeah, she was. She was holding on to North America that whole time.
I can't throw as many as you because you're stronger than me.
Yeah, but
I can throw some into
you can
her.
throw in some. Kurtza can also throw in some.
Yeah. He said, "Yo, quit trying to kill me in the chat." Did I ever tell you this story that we played a 1v1 before we knew who each other were?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't remember exactly when was this?
Okay.
It was a really long time ago.
So, yes, we didn't know it would have been pre-December of 2020.
Okay.
All right. How much stronger is? I think 12 is fair. So, I watched one of your videos where you played Classic World Dom, and you explained how to play it with making a big stack and everything. And
Yeah.
So I knew your strategy, and so like I followed the strategy. I made one big stack. I went first, and after the first turn, I pretty much won, and then you botted out. Um, and I took a screenshot of beating you, and I told my wife I just beat one of the best players in the world, and she was like, "Great, honey."
Oh, was it a 1v1 World Dom game?
A 1v1 Classic World Dom. I was so
Classic World
stoked.
Dom game.
I was so stoked
Yeah.
that I beat you.
Congrats on winning that game.
Yeah, I went first. Like I didn't know at the time
Oh yeah, you get first
how
place. Yeah,
I
first
was
person
I
advantage.
was just starting to like play 1v1. It was probably like October of 2020 or something. Oh, she did it.
Wow. Okay, it's over for me.
Oh no,
I
Gabe.
didn't think she was gonna do that. She's
Oh
gonna take me out. Oh,
no.
she didn't even take me out. She just left me to die.
That was
I wanted to attack her because after taking out that 50, I was still equally strong as Kurtza, and then that meant that it wasn't worth taking me out. I mean, it didn't make sense in my mind that she would do that. I didn't see it coming.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Oh no, he's going for you too.
I'm gonna let Cherry hold. I'm gonna take you out, get the double trade. I cannot believe I'm still in this.
I told you you're never out of the game. You should never give up. You remember way back when you were in South America and you're like, "Oh, I'm about to lose," and I was just like, "You're about to you can still win or something."
Yeah,
Yeah, there's still a chance.
we get double trade. And then
However small it is, you can take me out and get you can get the double trade, like you said.
okay,
I'm gonna keep spectating it.
we have a balanced game. Now the only thing is where do I put my stack? Okay. I have two big trades too. And perfect. Now where do I want to put my stack? Middle. do this. Okay. And I left Cherry.
This is going to be really it's going to be interesting to watch. 3 players. Finally, we're at the end game.
Yeah, I cannot believe that happened.
I mean, it had to happen to somebody. It was just unlucky for me, I guess,
Yeah, it was a pretty
that she
baller
decided
move.
to take me out. Yeah. So now look at the troops. Kursa in the lead
Yeah, he's in the lead.
by a little bit. And then you're still in the running, in the contention.
Yeah,
And then we got
I haven't
Cherry.
lost. Do I take Europe is what I'm wondering.
You could try it. I don't think they're gonna let you hold it though.
No, I wouldn't. Why
But
would
you have a lot of territories. You're getting +5 per turn. So that's you got that going for you.
I have a chance to win this game?
You definitely
Yeah,
have a
it's
chance
still
to win
very
this
even.
game.
I mean, a 1 in 3 chance or whatever, but still a chance. Neither of them can take me out.
For sure. Yeah, they can't. Nobody can take you out without giving away the game to the other person. Now that was a mistake. I don't think she should have done that by blocking her army, blocking the 40.
What are you gonna do, Curlza? But yeah, no, I don't.
Is he gonna let you hold it?
No,
No.
you shouldn't have let me hold it anyway.
I was kind of expecting that to happen, honestly. It would be surprising if they would let you hold on to it.
Yeah, I wasn't telling that story about beating you to say I did anything better than you, but I just thought it was really funny. It's just funny how like looking back, like
No, I understand it. Yeah, you're just trying to like something that we had in common, like with previous game.
Yeah.
When we first one of our first games, pretty much.
After I got to know you, I deleted it. But I think that you would go into other people's 1v1s, wouldn't you, back in the day?
Yeah, I think so. Like in the very beginning, sometimes I would just join people's games like 1v1s.
Because I think I recognized your name when I first saw you on Champion Ever's video. I was like, I think I know this
Yeah,
player.
I played a lot of games with Champion Ever.
Yeah, but I thought I'd recognize you from like playing against you on Global Dom somehow. So, busting everybody. Oh, I have cards.
It's only 4 though. It's unlucky.
I know, that's very unlucky.
So while I'm not in this game, what do you want to talk about? I'm open to anything. It can be about fixing the game. It can be about different, like what your favorite mode is, or
What is your favorite mode?
What is my favorite mode?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a favorite mode. I like anything pretty much, like progressive 6-player, classic 4-player, 1v1. Those are the main ones that I play most consistently. I have also started playing the Zombies Fog of War multiplayer, and that's just for fun. It's not for like ranked or anything.
Huh.
What about you? Did any of those stick out to you or anything, or
I
do you
have to
play any of those?
say, my favorite is Classic Fixed. Kind of an old one that I wanted to get back into is Zombies Progressive with Fog,
Yeah,
Blizzard's
that's
random
exactly what I was
maps.
talking about. Recently I've been playing some of those, and I think Finley was the one who's been recommending me to do that more, and everyone else to start playing that a little bit more. I think it's pretty interesting, the idea where you can like hide your armies around the map, and you need to have like, one thing I noticed for strategy wise is you should have at least 5 troops or more, because the zombie will take down stacks of 4 or less, especially in the early game, because obviously they have to have 2 times more troops than you to take out your army, and you have to be careful. And I've found that having at least 5 troops has been quite successful, and not like losing too many troops for you. Um, I don't know how much zombie gameplay you've done.
Well, when I was playing with my buddies, we played a lot of zombies. We played Zombies, Progressive, Fog, Blizzards on all sorts of maps. So,
Okay, so you're really familiar with it.
yeah, I am.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. That's good to know. Recently I was been playing with same settings on. We were playing on Turkey specifically. So I think it's interesting. As opposed to the regular world domination progressive cards, and that I would say that's the old school Risk, where 6 players, classic map, progressive cards. You've seen that like thousands of times.
Mhm.
You've also seen thousands of times with classic fixed. Those two are like the most common modes that you would see people playing, I would say. So if you want to like diversify out of that and try different things, then I would definitely recommend trying out Fog of War with zombies, or just Fog of War with like progressive cards, because Fog adds a different level of strategy into the game. Zombies also adds a different level of strategy into the game. You can't see the whole map. You can only see what you have with your own troops. So in a progressive cards game, you need to be a lot more perceptive about where your opponent's troops are. How am I going to map it out to where I can take out my opponents? Because you don't know you don't know exactly where they are on the map. So you have to be a lot more observant. And I think that adds another level of complexity and strategy to the game. That's beneficial to Risk.
And I know why complexity is important, but explain to my viewers, why is complexity important?
Well, um, I mean, it can be kind of an opinion of things. Like, if you enjoy doing the same thing over and over again, by all means, go ahead, play the same settings. It doesn't matter. Whatever you find that's more enjoying. I'm not here to say one way or another, oh, you should start playing this mode. Go for it. If you're fine with what you're doing, then just keep doing what you're doing and get better at that. And then, but if you want to try something new, then you should be open to new things. And in my opinion, doing something new involves also trying to do something that um, that requires more skill or more strategy, because that can be. This is also a little bit of my own bias coming in, but that, for me at least, doing something that takes more skill or more strategy is more fulfilling for me if I end up winning that kind of a game, versus in just playing like a simple settings that I always play, like world domination, fog off, alliances on, classic map, Like that's the old school. That's like the board game Risk. That's what everyone knows and loves. And if you want to play that, go ahead. Do whatever makes you happy. I'm not here to change your mind or anything. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. I'm sorry, I was playing my turn. Um, I also think if you care about rank and you want to play multiplayer or anything, right? What you want to do is you want to add complexities because it brings out skills. So if you're adding fog, then you have to have the skill of being able to like know when people make moves, what that means, and how to see through the fog. If you're adding blizzards, then you need to know how to adjust to a changing map. If you're adding progressive cards, then most people play fixed. So then there's another skill there.
Yeah, each setting that you add, each thing that you add adds another layer of complexity to the game. Adds another dimension of strategy, another thing you need to worry about to say, hey, there's a blizzard here. How can I use that to my advantage? How can I get a two-border Asia, for example, or like a two-border North America, South America, for example? Now, let's say another situation. Fog of War. We're playing with progressive cards. How can I know exactly where my opponent is without knowing where they are and see through the fog and path out exactly where they are each position across the map, and then not only have the ability and awareness to know to take them out for their cards to get 5 or more to trade in, but also to know where they are exactly and how many troops you need. So yeah, it adds another level of complexity to the game that I think we need just to make it more skill-based.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. And I think it makes it easier to be a grandmaster doing that as well because people develop base level skills and nothing more a lot of times.
Exactly.
So we're hitting Cherry, but we're not really hitting her. I think I'm gonna move out of South America.
And I'm saying all this having already played thousands of games with classic map, fixed cards, progressive cards, you name it. I've done all of that. I've made it to Grandmaster. I've done every single accomplishment that you can think of, except for getting top 10 because I got to a top 11 and didn't make it, unfortunately. But other than that, I've done everything that is in this game. In terms of rank, in terms of playing on the settings that everyone or mostly everyone plays. And that's why I'm trying new settings. Just to try to learn something new into the game and broaden my skills just to get more knowledge and use that knowledge to hopefully add something of value to those who watch.
Oh, Gabe, look at this board. Curls is pulling ahead because he keeps breaking my. He's not teaming with me very well, and I don't like it.
That's unfortunate. You got to figure out something. If Kurtz not willing to work with you, I'd recommend trying to work with Cherry. That's always another strategy with fixed cards, 3 players. I oftentimes find myself teaming up with somebody who's more willing to work with me.
Yeah, I mean he was working with me, but how many cards he has?
Now you could try trapping him in Australia. Yeah, it's a good idea. Now if Cherry gets the idea, she can take everything out from North America, block him in Australia, and then
got a 62
use
though.
the trap strategy on him.
Yeah, he's got a 62 though.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he's still not fully blocked. Now that strategy would have worked if his 62 was blocked in Australia.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh wow,
gosh.
he really doing that?
Okay, so I won the game.
Yeah, I think you do. That was a pretty big move to do that.
Oh, let's see if he has
I think you have
I don't
more than both of them. Do you have more than both of them?
have 108 to 102. I mean, it's worth it. I kill him.
Yeah, you kill him. It's over. Game over. You win.
So I do this.
After taking him out, you can get a trade in. Yeah, don't waste your troops. Also, yeah, that was smart. That was really smart, actually. And then I would also, when you're like, leave him at one territory and then take territory in North America, just to like save time or be more efficient, like we were talking about earlier. Yeah, take more territory. Exactly. That's smart. But yeah, you know what you're doing. You've been playing this long enough.
Yeah. I can't believe I win this
You can
game.
trade in. Yeah, you win it. It's over. You have way more troops than her.
I think
There's nothing that she can do
I can just go after her. I don't need to like dick around
for
with
army
her.
block
Yeah.
or take her out. Yeah. Yeah. At this point, it doesn't even matter because you have way more troops than her, and even though you lost that, it doesn't matter.
No.
You're gonna win it.
And she doesn't have cards, and I should. Like she can come through and break me, and then I just follow her.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well played. I told you you're gonna win this. I mean, you have a chance of winning it.
I didn't
Never give
know.
up. Never give up.
I feel you, Gabe.
If there's
I
anything that you can learn from this, especially you remember, I watched your one troop in a dream video. That was crazy. You ended up winning
That
that.
was nuts, wasn't it? They should have killed me the whole
Yeah, it
time.
was insane.
That one
Yeah,
player should have killed me.
yeah, that whole time.
I'll say good game one more time.
Good game.
What a stacked lobby, too.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Talking and playing through that game with you.
It lasted way
Phil.
longer than you told me you had time to.
Yeah, that's true. I thought I would have less time, but I guess it turned out I had.
Worked out okay. Good.
Yeah, it worked out okay, perfectly. Yeah.
Gabe, I think we had a great
Everyone was
conversation.
a grandmaster, also, like you stack lobby.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I think we had a great conversation, man. I feel good about it. So hopefully you do too.
Yeah, I do. It was a good conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we talked about fixing the rank system. We talked about different things that SMG can do in the short term that they do, in the long term that they should be doing but they don't do because of the economics of the situation. And we also touched about strategy, different modes that we enjoy playing, and then we also touched into the different levels, like the complexity of the game, different layers.
Mm-hmm.
that can add to the game to make it more strategic, can make it more skill based, can make it more of adding more dimensions to the game to make it more something that is more competitive also.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about before?
Honestly,
Or
I do feel
I
like
think we've touched about everything.
I felt like the conversation really flowed, except for maybe I got a little distracted when I actually had a chance to win. I wasn't doing it. I
Yeah,
wasn't doing a good job.
that's perfectly fine. I probably would have done a similar thing, and if I'm trying to win the game,
Yeah, I
I
wasn't doing.
I zone in on it and I try to win the game.
You did great
But
the whole
you're
time,
good.
Gabe.
It's perfectly fine.
I got really distracted at the end when I was like, I cannot believe this is happening right now. I still get happy about
Well,
games.
Congrats on winning the game. That was pretty impressive.
I still get happy.
That nobody took you out all those turns, and you stuck through it, and you did everything that you could do to survive, and then you took your chance when you had the chance when Shuri made that mistake at the end there. That was all well played, and it comes to show that you don't have to necessarily be super aggressive and have all these different ideas to go through the game to win it. You can actually just do the right thing each turn for the situation in the game. Do what's right in the specific situation. There's not one strategy or one way to win the game. I hope I can agree about that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of ways to win games.
Yeah.
That was well said, man.
And yeah, you were able to pull through and end up winning that game. That was a pretty good one. I enjoyed the conversation also.
I did.
So is there anything else you would like to talk about?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Okay. No, you're good.
Nothing, not one thing in particular. No, like I feel like I think like I could talk to you for a long time, so that's good, you know. But not one thing in particular.
I feel the same way also. Yeah, I pretty enjoyed this. Enjoyed it a lot.
Okay, very good, very good. So I'll probably do a sign off here, and I really appreciate it, Gabe. Like, I think this will be a good video, and I also enjoyed the conversation for my own personal benefit. So I really appreciate it. Everybody, check out Risk Master Gabe. I'm gonna link his YouTube and his Twitch. I'll also have to go back and look at the other people in the game. I'll try to link them as well, but I'll definitely put Gabe first. And I learned a lot from watching Gabe. So if you've learned anything from watching me, some of what I learned came from Gabe. So definitely check him out. He's worth it, and he makes really good videos. He edits them, and there's a lot of gems throughout as well. So subscribe and follow to Risk Master Gabe, and subscribe and follow to me. Thank you.